Hey, mathematicians, Mrs. Shopper is coming back with you, and we're going to be talking standard form today. It's the first form of linear equation that we're going to talk about. And so we just want to get down the basics. We want to just be able to write the equation in standard form and what that means. So first of all, this is standard form. AX plus BY equals C. All right. That is the way the equation is written. So A, B, and C are integers. A, B, and C are integers. What does integers mean? No fractions, no decimals, okay? And on your paper, you can go ahead and highlight or circle or underline what I'm doing too, just to draw attention to it so that you understand, where we're going with it. The coefficient of X, so that means the number multiplied by X, which is A, has to be positive. That must be positive. The greatest common factor of A, B, and C has to be 1. That means we shouldn't be able to divide all of them out by 3 or divide them all out by 4 or something like that, okay? And our ultimate goal is to get X and Y on one side and your constant, which is the number without a variable, on the other side. Okay, so this is building off of the part in our last unit where we wrote y is equal to. We practiced rewriting equations with 2 variables. This is building off of that understanding. Okay, if we can write an equation in standard form, then we know that it is indeed linear. So what we're going to do is take some time to practice that, and then you're going to get some time to work. So here we go. We want to rewrite each equation into standard form. So I'm going to write AX plus BY equals C at the top of this. So I remember that that's how I need to do this. So that means I need to have X and Y on the left and the non-X or Y number, which is the constant, on the right. So we're going to use our ideas of solving equations to undo each other. Okay, so I need to get AX plus BY equals C. So right now it looks like the Y is doing okay, but I got to worry about the other two. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract 8 because 8 cannot be on the left side. So I'm subtracting both sides by 8. So 5Y equals 12X minus 8. So when I look at this, 5y is okay, minus 8 is okay. The 12x can't be on the right. I got to move it to the left. So I undo positive 12x by subtracting 12x from both sides. So I end up with negative 12x plus 5y equals negative 8. I have all of those now on the correct sides. So now what I do is I refer back to my rules. A, B, and C must be integers. Okay, so I can't have fractions or decimals. I don't have any fractions or decimals. Next, the coefficient of X, which is my A, has to be positive. Well, that's not true. So what I need to do is make that positive. Now, I can't just say, hey, it's now positive. What I need to do is I have to multiply the coefficient by negative 1. So times negative 1 times negative 1. I think my pen is a bit, let's clean that up. And then times negative 1. So I end up with 12x minus 5y equals 8. All right, so then I got my second bullet point done. Now, the greatest common factor has to be 1. So that means there shouldn't be anything I can divide out of all 3 numbers. So I can't divide anything out of 12. I can't divide anything. Nope. So this is my final answer. That is my final answer. I'm rewriting this equation in a form called standard form. It puts X and Y on the same side and the constant on the other side. That's the first one. Okay. Looking at the next one, I want to get ax plus by equals c. So I want to make sure that x and y are on the left side. My constant is on the right. So it looks like y is in the right side, correct side. 0.4 is on the correct side. So now I need to add 0.3x to both sides. These two cancel out. So I have 0.3x plus y equals 0.4. So now I have it in the correct form. Now what I need to do is check my list. Are A, B, and C all integers? And the answer is no, because I have two decimals. If you want to cancel out a decimal, you multiply it by, in this case, there's one number after the decimal. So you multiply everything by 10. So we have 3x plus 10y equals 4. A is positive. That's the 3. Their greatest common factor is 1, meaning nothing else is going to divide out of them. And I have x and y on the same side. I just took this equation and I rewrote it into a different form. I wrote it in standard form. ax plus by equals c. Let's highlight our answers so we can see them more clearly. All right, let's try two more here. So 3/4 x equals y plus 8. So when I'm looking at this, I need to get x and y on the same side. So what I'm going to do is I have to subtract y from the right side because y times y is 0. I can't have a y on the right. So 3/4 x minus y equals 8. Now I have it in the right form. So what's next? Okay, what's next is now I'm going to go through and say, okay, they're all in the right order, but I have a fraction and I can't have a fraction. So to undo the fraction, I'm going to multiply both sides, so all the terms, by 4. I'm going to multiply everything by 4. So 3x minus 4y equals 32. That's my final answer. I don't have fractions or decimals. The greatest common factor is 1. And x and y are on the same side. Hopefully this third one made a little bit more sense than the first one. Okay, and I'm going to break the video up into 2 separate segments. But basically, it's going to just keep reminding you how to do this. Now, I look at the next one, and I don't see an x. So that must mean that the coefficient is 0, because 0 times x is 0. So I'm just going to work with what I have. I have the y on the left side. I have -1 on the right, so that looks good. But I can't have a fraction. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. So y equals -3. Y equals -3. Okay, and that's going to be it for this video. Stay tuned for part 2.